This is a very exciting product from ASUS. It is the brown box. Actually, this is an eco box, which is why it's brown. It contains 80% post-consumer materials and 100% recyclable cardboard, which actually, this is an important distinction because lots of things say made from recyclable or recycled materials, but actually aren't made of very much recycled materials. So this is the ET2410, which is part of a new series of all-in-one PCs from ASUS. Some of the highlights are going to be the overall build quality, which obviously I haven't opened it yet, but based on ASUS's materials, they're saying it's pretty darn fine. The metal stand, which is part of the build quality discussion. The updated specs, so these are next generation or second generation Sandy Bridge processor parts, and the slick design of the units themselves. Now the one I have today is the ET2410, which is the 24-inch. Actually here, I'll just show you this slide because you guys might benefit from it. So there's also the ET2700 series, which is 27-inch, includes dedicated NVIDIA GTX graphics. It has a Blu-ray combo drive and 10-point multi-touch. Okay, the 2400 is multi-touch and has this one. Hold on, let me just check the spec of our unit. Anyway, it's a higher spec than the 22-inch model, which is the most value-oriented option out of the ones available. So here, let's have a look at the spec of our unit. So this is a Core i5-2310, so this is the higher end one. It has Windows 7 Home Premium, 6 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte drive, wireless N with Bluetooth, and it is a 23.6-inch touchscreen, as I mentioned before. It uses the integrated Intel graphics, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because Intel graphics, ever since they released Sandy Bridge, aren't nearly as much of a bottleneck as they used to be. All right. So why don't we have a look at the included accessories first, before we take a closer look at the all-in-one. So here we go. Included accessories. We have a wireless mouse. All right, thanks for that, ASUS. It's got kind of a rubberized, grippy feel to it. All right, throw that in there. We have a monstrous power brick. Remember, this is not intended to be like super portable, so it's fine that it's a little on the heavy side. There for size comparison is the iPhone 4. There you go, guys. All right. Next we have a power cable, which plugs into that power brick. So I'll take that out, and that's it for the things in here. Kind of a neat shaped box. There you go, see, it has kind of a shape to it. And finally, I think this is a keyboard. Yep, we got a keyboard as well as a dongle, which is for something. Oh, you know what? It's probably for the mouse and keyboard. And batteries for the mouse and keyboard. So here, let's have a quick look at the keyboard itself. Wow, it's quite heavy actually. It doesn't feel like those sort of more less expensively manufactured ones that often come with these all-in-one type units. It's got a little bit of flex to it, but the overall feel is quite nice. It's got some weight to it, which is nice to see. It's a chiclet style keyboard. Nothing particularly outrageous to do with the layout here. So it's got a nice long shift key, it's got a full-length tab, full-length backspace, and full-length enter. So that's really good to see because it means that you will be able to reach all of the keys the way that you're normally used to. We got a warranty card included. All right. And then next we have a quick start guide, which is right here and seems to be fairly straightforward in terms of the steps included. Adjust the angle, plug in the thing, push the thing, plug in that thing, bind those things to that thing, and you're ready to go. All right, give me a sec to get this unpacked, and then we'll have a look at the unit. So here we are, experiencing the setup process. It actually comes with a variety of different languages that you can choose, including Deutsch, Italiano, Francais, Espanol. Okay, I have no idea. Okay, Portuguese and Dutch? Dutch, I guess that must be Dutch. Okay. So we are in Canada. And syncing up the keyboard and the mouse was actually very, very straightforward. We use a United States, time and currency. Whoops, no, English, Canada, keyboard layout, US, there we go. Okay, so once we're booted up, I'll get this going here. Here we are in the setup process, and you want to go ahead and accept the license terms, which are required to use Windows. And this one I'm not so sure about, but apparently the Bing bar, I am required to accept that license in order to keep going here. So actually, hold on. Let's see. Will it let me go? No, I have to install the Bing bar in order to get booted up here. So I'm going to just hold on to my cheat sheet here because that makes life a little bit easier for me. So let's have a look at some of the design features that the ET2410 features. So first thing, let's have a look at the overall thickness. So the thickness is actually 6 centimeters. So what's that? 60 millimeters? Not bad at all. Actually, here's an iPhone. This is cameraman's iPhone. You can tell because my wicked carbon fiber sticker isn't on the back. Okay, so there you go. That's the overall thickness of the unit. And then the size. This is a 23.6 inch 1080p LED backlit widescreen. So I'm just going to show you guys sort of the approximate size against the iPhone, which maybe isn't that useful. I think everyone knows how big a 24 inch class monitor is at this point in time. Okay, so let's go ahead and move around to let's do the back first. Well, it goes ahead and installs drivers for me. So there's a couple different things here. First, there's the metal stand. So the metal stand allows you to position it on the table, wherever you so desire, okay? It's got rubber feet on the bottom, so it's not gonna move. It's actually fairly hard to rock back and forth, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And then you can also adjust the tilt of the monitor, or the all-in-one, I guess. I shouldn't say monitor because it is an all-in-one and it is a monitor, but more on that later. All the way from pointing a little bit face down to all the way back up like this. So if you're actually sitting quite a bit above it, like on a bar stool, you'll still be fairly comfortable using it. So it's got a pretty good angle overall there. Okay, in terms of input and output options, let's start on the side here. This looks like an optical drive, but bam, it's not an optical drive. It's stealthed inputs and outputs rather, well, both. Okay, so we've got 2 super speed USB 3 ports, an eSATA port, an SD slot, headphones, and microphone jacks, all on the side of the unit for ease of access. Now around the back, for more of your permanent fixtures, we've got an additional 3 USB ports, one of which we're using right now for the dongle for the included wireless keyboard and mouse. We've got gigabit Ethernet. Now this is cool, check this out. HDMI out, which is great if you wanted to add a second monitor. HDMI and VGA in, which is pretty darn cool. If, say for example, okay, here's a usage scenario for this. You know what, I'm gonna come up with 2 right off the top of my head here. One is, let's say you have a boardroom, like we do at NCIX, and you don't have a projector in your boardroom, like we don't at NCIX, and you use an all-in-one PC because it's very convenient with the touchscreen and all that, like we have at NCIX. Let's say someone brought a laptop and they wanted to do a presentation. Instead of unplugging your all-in-one and moving it and rearranging everything, what you could actually do is you could just plug it right into the HDMI or the VGA in on your all-in-one PC in your boardroom, and you could display an output from the laptop. Easy, awesome. And here's another scenario. Let's say your all-in-one PC is outdated. We're talking like 3, 4, 5 years from now. You know what? You need to do the latest things with your computer. It's not fast enough anymore. That's cool. It doesn't matter that it's not upgradable. This has always been a beef of mine with all-in-one PCs, is that you can't upgrade them. Well now, at least it's not a throwaway. Now it can still be a monitor. And you have that additional computer functionality should you so require it. Maybe you have the computer on at all times for something else. Maybe now it's like a dedicated download box or something like that, but you can use the monitor for a higher powered PC. Right here is a cable management spot, which the cameraman evidently missed when he was plugging in the power. And finally, we have a Kensington lock right about here. And I think that pretty much does it for the back. So let's move around to the other side. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it all the way around for you guys here. And there we go. I don't think this is going, oh yeah, it did work. Okay, there you have it. So that's a DVD multi-reader writer, CD, also multi-reader writer. The higher end model comes with Blu-ray, but this particular one does not. And then finally, let's have a look at the front. So on the front, we have our microphone in, we've got our webcam. We have, as I mentioned before, 1080p LED backlit screen, which is multi-touch and has no flex to it. This is critical because instead of using a flimsy plastic layer that has that ripple effect and just is generally not very desirable, we've got a nice, solid feeling display surface that has no ripple that you can see on flat backgrounds and just looks great. And when you press on it, you actually don't see any discoloration of the screen around your finger, which is really nice as well, because I hate that about some touch screens when you touch them and they just go all discolored and look horrible. So let's go around to the bottom of it. here, if you just want to come down here, check out the bottom. We've got our power button here, our hard drive indicator. We have a volume control here, a menu button, volume other more different control here, and a mode button. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. So we're booted up into Windows now. I'm going ahead and restarting. Okay, the program that's not allowing us to restart is one that was going to automatically restart it in 20 seconds, so I'm not too worried about that. Along the bottom bar here, we have our power button. We also have our, oh no, I already said that. We have a speaker bar along the very, very bottom with our ASUS logo here. And we also have a Windows 7 sticker, Core i5, Energy Star, and DTS Surround Sensation Ultra PC. So let me just see if I'm missing anything. You know what, let's have a look at the cooling. So the exhaust fan is actually coming out of here. You can see a long heat pipe that goes through a very wide, it actually goes from here to here, fin array that is going to be cooling the CPU, which, if you guys remember, is also the GPU. And let me just see if there's anything that I am missing here. Okay, I already mentioned it is a multi-touch. I already mentioned it doubles as a monitor. Oh yeah, it has wall mount capability. So if you pull this guy off, you can actually buy a wall mount from ASUS, and you can use it as a POP display, for example. So that's kind of neat as well. Last but not least, oh, cool. Comes with ASUS web storage as well. That's actually something that they're bundling in with a few of their products these days, including the ePad transformer. So there's something that I had missed before. And okay, let's just take it in then. Go ahead and go around to the other side. We've actually finally got it booted up fully here. And it's running in the proper resolution. So do I want to use the ASUS screensaver? Not particularly. Oh yeah, I really like this screen actually. This is pretty good. So let's go ahead and launch ePaint here. You know what I really want to do is I want to set up the Windows 8 preview on this thing so that we can really check out how a properly touchscreen optimized OS is going to run on a machine like this. So we can paint. Oh, okay, I'm clearly doing it wrong. Let's use that and draw green. Woo! Oh, that's very responsive actually. Look at that. I wonder how many multi-touches do we get? Oh, I think this app only supports single touch. Let's see. Yeah, single touch for this particular application, but it's very, very responsive and very, very smooth. You can see how long it takes to trace after me. That's not bad at all. It's a very compelling looking little setup too. Very clean because it comes with all the wireless peripherals that you're going to need. And I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to say for now until we do a full NCIX Tech Tips episode about this guy. Maybe featuring Windows 8. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.